Rough day.
You have no idea.
Let's talk about it.
Being a woman has its advantages, but it's not an easy ride. Balancing careers, relationships, motherhood, family, and life can be quite the challenge. Sometimes you have to be a lady, and sometimes you gotta be a broad. Welcome to the Two Broads from Boca, the place where we talk about all the things you think about but don't say out loud.
Hello and welcome to the Two Broads from Boca. I am Lorianne Carey and this is my special partner in crime,
Amy Schreiben, how are you, everybody? We're having a little bit of, we were going to actually put a little vignette on earlier because she's in rare form today. Rare form. You are a little in rare form. She's very chippy. No, she's very chippy today. Very chippy today.
Spreading rumors already.
I am not. I'm telling you right in front of you. I don't spread rumors. I tell it right to her face. It's a little chippy today. Anyway, welcome. It is January 15th. It is Martin Luther King's Day, and we would like to acknowledge the fact that thank you for all your hard work and continue to keep equality and justice for everyone here in this country.
I know, I have to say, it's kind of hard to believe in 2018 we're stepping backwards.
Exactly.
For all the progress that's been made so far. It really is.
It's
sad.
Crazy. It is sad. It is sad. It is very, very sad.
But hopefully we'll get there again.
Yes, we will. We will. I also want to shout out to my son. It's his birthday today, and my sister. It's her birthday today.
Joe.
And our little dog Tucker. It's his birthday today too. So that's it. That's all the personal stuff I have to say today.
3 birthdays.
So what's been cooking? Busy?
Very, very busy as always.
Tell them about what happened today. Where were you today? I'm very excited about that.
What do you mean, the Concord?
Yeah.
So we had our photo shoot today that we do every year at the Boca Raton Resort and Club. And it's really, really fun. You know, they bring in a couple of the cars that they're going to be featuring at the Concord Elegance, which is every year in February at the Boca Raton Resort. This year, the event is on Friday, February 23rd. The gala is on Saturday the 24th, and then the Concours, the car show, is on Sunday the 25th. So if you haven't yet, you can go online and look it up and purchase tickets.
It's fun.
It's really fun. Friday night is the hangar party event at the Boca Executive Airport. It's great. There's all kinds of planes and jets and helicopters and all kinds of really cool vehicles and exotic cars, as well as many, many, many restaurants in South Florida area that come every year and donate their time as well as their delicious food for the event. So it's grown so much over the years, and it has really become quite the event.
Quite the event.
Yeah.
And guess what I was doing today?
And it's all for the Boys and Girls Club of Broward County, by the way.
That's important.
So it's all for the kids, which is a great cause. So
Where is the event at the Boca Resort?
Friday night's at the Boca Executive Airport.
Right, and
Saturday night it's at the resort, and Sunday's at the resort as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
And the weather's usually perfect, so it's a great day to bring your family.
It was hot last year.
And walk around. It just depends. Yeah, it
was a little hot
depends.
last
It's,
year.
you know, sometimes it's.
And I cleaned the kitchen today. That was my day. That was a lot of fun. And I wrote a lecture. Yay me.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of little Hollywood stuff going on today. The
Yeah,
Cranberries
let's see.
lead singer, Dolores O'Riordan, died today at 46 years old. No one knows why.
Oh, that's young.
She sang that
Very
song,
young.
Linger, remember?
Yeah.
Well, among others, but I like that song. So sympathy to her family. That's a tough loss. So young and so talented. So sad. But I got a lot of stuff I got on my mind, and she doesn't
I'm
want
the
me to
one in the
mention
mood.
it. She doesn't want me to mention it, but I have to say a few things. First of all, Scott Disick and his little girlfriend, Nicole Richie's sister. I don't know the first name. Whatever.
I don't know.
Oh God, he's 34. She's 19. Where are the parents?
19.
Where are the parents? What kind of filthy man is that? Just saying. See, he's got children almost her age. No, I just think it's not nice.
Is that the Kardashians?
Yeah.
Husband?
The ex? No, they were never husband
Oh,
and wife. They were
weren't
just
married.
like
Okay,
a thing.
I don't know. I don't have
They
time
had
for
multiple
this drama.
offspring,
Got
but
enough
that was
drama in my life.
I
don't
know.
have time to
But
watch
I
that
just,
drama.
where are the parents? Would you allow that You have a daughter. I don't have a daughter.
No.
If that was my son, I'd
Not
put him in a
him.
cage. No, but what is a 34-year-old man doing with a... Well, we all know what he's doing with a 19-year-old, but I'm just saying, do you think that's right?
Because she probably doesn't know any better.
Well, where's her mother? We all know who her father is.
It's LA. It's a whole different planet
But
over there.
I don't think so, though. Come on.
Oh, hi, Molly. Thank you very much. Molly loves my hair like this. I love
There
it.
you go.
Too.
Yeah, it's very
Bad
pretty.
hair day. That's what
I
you do
just
when
said
you
I
pull
said
it
funny
up, so.
things before. I said she can literally
But
put a
thank
bag
you.
of poop on her head and she'd be fine. All right, let's talk about Carrie Underwood. I think that Carrie is having a little marital issues.
Okay.
nice to meet
By the way,
This
I'm
is-
just
this is a
announcing ahead of
disclaimer.
time. This is Amy's opinion.
My opinion.
Okay, so she's
No, I
spreading
don't
a rumor
understand
here.
how in November she
It's
breaks
not
the
fact.
wrist and today she comes out with that she can't show her face. She tweeted. You know how much I love tweeting. She tweeted with the scarf on her face because she can't show her face.
Maybe she got hit with a hockey puck at one of the games.
Well, perhaps maybe she got hit with a stick at home. I don't know.
Alrighty.
Thinking. And you know who's engaged today? Who I love? Well, not today. She got engaged like a Christmas song. Alexa Joel.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do.
Oh,
Billy Joel's daughter and Christy Brinkley's daughter. I do not tweet because you know how much I hate the tweeting situation.
Yes.
I even sent her a message of congratulations.
Nice.
So I did. I said
She's a celebrity
congratulations.
stalker.
Yeah, I am very much so. I even did. But isn't that sweet? She's so
Very
sweet. She got
nice.
so pretty as she grew up. She was a little problem when she was younger, but she's very, very pretty now.
I don't
No, she
follow
wa-
her, so I don't really.
Oh,
know
she's
much
so
about her family.
adorable. I don't either until today, until I read that. And her picture was so cute on Instagram of her and her little fiance guy. Oh my God, so cute.
Okay.
So cute. All right, I got to talk about Meghan Markle just for 5 seconds. Did you see her at Christmas time? You know, the royal family has this tradition where they give each other gay gifts for the holiday because, you know, what do you
Which I
give
think
her?
it's
What,
funny.
what do you
Yeah,
give a
I
royal?
love that.
And she gave the queen a singing hamster. Yeah, I didn't think it was that funny, but apparently amused the queen. All right, whatever.
Oh, that's good. That probably earned her points.
People were making fun of her hat. Did you see that brown hat? They were using the poop emoji. I thought it was lovely. I did. I thought she looked beautiful.
I got to start following the people that you're following because I have no idea what you're talking about.
See,
half
it's
the
a
time.
shame. Who do you follow? I don't even follow these people. I'm just a very much a meat. Like, I love the gossip column things. Like, I'm bad. I'm bad.
I mean, I catch it, but I mean, there's so much going
No,
on. There's
you
so
don't
much
understand.
gossip,
When
can't
I don't
catch
read the
everything, yeah.
magazines, I like literally like it's like trying to figure out like a puzzle. It's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, like seriously, Noah says, "What are you reading?" I'm like, and I show him like a star or something. He's like, "It's like you're reading a medical journal." I just enjoy it so much because
Well,
it's
that's good.
so
It's
bizarre.
a nice break from
Reality.
life. You really don't have to think. It's
No.
just reading it and kind
Take
of
that and a
chuckling.
Xanax, and you're all good. There you go.
Uh-huh.
It's a good night. But no, she looked so pretty. She had a beautiful, you know, they wear hats for all the occasions.
Yeah, I love
And I
that.
love that too. And
I actually wore a hat today for the photo shoot.
I'm gonna put the hat on.
I felt
You
very
wore a hat?
glamorous.
Stop it.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Big hat.
Stop it.
Yes.
What color?
It was like a neutral color. Kind of looked like I was going to the Kentucky
Kentucky Derby. Oh, I like
There's pictures
that.
on Facebook. You can see it. They posted it
I don't
already.
stalk you though.
See? She follows
I don't
everybody
st-
else except for me.
I
Isn't that
follow
nice?
you, but I don't want to stalk you. I talk to you, what, 1,000 times a day? Or text you 1,000 times a day? We text a lot.
She likes everyone else's posts, everyone else's
She's such
stuff.
a liar.
Yeah,
I
no,
love.
you
I don't even like them.
She
I put
doesn't
the
even
heart.
comment on it.
I put the heart. Well, I don't want to comment because then you think I'm stalking you.
Please.
No, I don't like that. I gotta tell you, I gotta watch what I do.
Nancy D. Agostino said, "Happy birthday, Amy," but it's not.
It's
your
not
birthday.
me. It's It's Joe.
It's her son.
It's Joe's son. But thank you. I wish I was 17. Don't you? Do you wish you were 17?
No,
Again?
I would not go back to that time period ever again.
You wouldn't.
I would go back to like 24. Maybe
I
college.
think-
Maybe like 21.
I didn't like college. Let me tell
Oh,
you
I
why.
loved college.
Where'd you go to college?
University of Florida.
Well, that's why you love college. I went to
know. I
Lehman
never
College
wanted
in the
to leave.
Bronx.
Oh, there you go.
There was not much going on there.
Oh yeah, Florida is definitely party school. A lot of fun.
You know what? No, I didn't have. I was in the nursing program, surrounded by women, and the two guys that were in our class, iffy. So you know, iffy if they were women, we weren't sure what they were. So no, it was not a fun
You know, my
time.
parents were like, I don't know. Are you on like the 8-year college plan, or are you gonna stick with one major?
Are you serious? No,
Because I kept changing.
Did you really?
Yeah, because I wanted to study. Well, first of all, I like to learn about different things, and I just didn't want to be locked into one thing. And every time you
So
change,
you were on the
you gotta
8-year
start-
plan.
It's on the 8-year plan. but I was having too much fun.
How long did it take you? I never knew any of this. I like this little conversation.
Yeah,
How long did
so
it
if you are in college, stay there. Do not get in a rush to get out, because then you actually have to get a real job and go into the real world, and it's so much. You think you were worried about so much then. Like, if I think back on what I was worried about in college, I mean, please, it's not even.
Don't make my shoes laugh. That's what I tell my kids. They're like, I'm so stressed. I'm like, really? I'm like, what are you stressed about? Like your math test? I'm sorry. Please don't even start. No, I would.
It is a.
No, it's stress,
for them,
but
right. But I'm saying,
get
now
over
looking back,
yourselves. Get over yourselves. I think that I would like to go back. I enjoyed my 30s.
I did too. I will say that. I enjoyed my 30s.
I had. Mitch Reiner tells me, if the Eagles win Sunday, your hubby and boys are dragging you to Minnesota for the Super Bowl. Let me tell you something about that. A friend of mine, Joey, today, and I, not Joey, my son, another Joey, we were in here and looking at, they want $13,000 for one ticket. For, like, they have different levels of thing.
So Super Bowl you're talking about, right?
So there's platinum, and then there's silver, and all.
And isn't it in like a really crappy place?
Minnesota.
Yeah, like who the heck
No
wants
offense
to,
to any Minnesotans, but I'm not rushing there. The only
at
thing
this time of the year, I mean, it's going to be like the Arctic tundra up there. Is it an outdoor stadium?
No, it's a dome. You couldn't. People would be dead. It's a dome.
You'd freeze to death.
But yeah, that was a pretty good game though. My Eagles, they did pretty well. But I got to tell you something. I don't know. It's gonna be a rough week next week. I'm just praying for every.
Okay, I don't watch football, so
you got to watch.
Are the
football.
playoffs still going on, or do we know who's in the Super Bowl?
No, we don't know.
Okay.
The Eagles just won the first thing, and now they're going to the next round, and they're going to be playing the Minnesota Vikings. So we really don't want the Vikings to win for two reasons. Obviously, because I want the Eagles to win, but secondly, because if they win, then they get home advantage because they're going to be in their own city. I don't think that's fair. They should be disqualified.
I thought it had to be in a place that.
Yeah, I know. They just pick it. You know.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they just pick it. Yeah, I think.
I don't know why you would spend that much money to go to a game when you
I will
can watch
tell
it on
you right
television.
now. I know. That's what I say, but they want to go. Then they're talking about if I said, look, let's do it this way. If they win, if they go, watch it on TV, and then we'll go to the parade in Philadelphia. That's, I think, a fair thing. No?
Philly's a fun city. Huh?
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so
That
pretty.
would be good, but it'll be wild there.
You
if
have
they
no
get in.
idea. No, there's
It'll
going
be
to be.
crazy.
I'm telling you right now, they're all crazy. I'm not going to. I am not sitting in any bloody stadium in Minnesota.
No, I wouldn't even fly in there. I wouldn't even
Where are
stay
you
there
gonna
in the hotel. I
There's
wouldn't
no
even go.
hotels. There's nothing left. You're going to be
Oh, I can
camping out in your
imagine,
car.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. And those are big stadiums, 70,000 people and stuff. Get out of here. No. He's already called. He said, do you think Peter can help me out? I'm like, no, I have no idea what Peter can. He goes, Peter went one time. I said, I know, no.
Yeah, he was the only person sleeping in the
My
stadium.
husband's sleeping in the chair.
They actually
During the-
caught him on the Zoom
That was
cam. It was
hysterical.
funny. Yeah.
Out cold
It's
sleeping.
Different. He's
So
like
funny.
Maze,
Yeah,
sports.
every man I have ever dated in my life was always a sports freak. Every single one. Every single one. I don't know why. So I learned. I had to learn.
Oh, I grew up with 3 older brothers and my dad and my I mean, football was a part of our life growing up. I mean, you could always hear that sound, and I don't know if that's the reason why I don't.
Perhaps.
now,
No,
because
I
was
never
always
understood
watching
it when I was younger because all I would see was they would go an inch and all pile on themselves, and I couldn't understand it. But now
Screaming
I
at the
really like it.
television
Yeah.
and
Oh, my
throwing
kids are now
things.
bigger, and Joe's a big guy, 17. He's tall, he's big, and David is big, and they were like doing this like the chess thing and banging each other. I'm
Yeah,
like, come
it's
on, take it
crazy.
down a
Yeah,
notch.
yeah.
They broke one of my shades. My shutters. I was really mad. You had to hear me today. Not even a sailor said the words that I said. I was so mad today. So mad.
Boys
So
will be
mad.
boys.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know. We have a lot of people watching this evening. We have Mitch Reiner and Nancy D'Agostino, and Joni is watching, and Andrea Bennett.
Oh, my
and-
mom's friends Phyllis and Ralph.
And Phyllis and Ralph are watching. Hi,
Hello.
Phyllis and Ralph. And Sarah is watching.
So tonight we're going to have a guest who's been on the
A
program.
friend of the show, I like
yes.
to call them.
And so if you have questions for her, we're going to continue with our new year, new you, talking about what should we be eating? How can we lose weight? What are some smart choices that we could make?
What is a portion?
Yeah, what is it, how much is enough? I mean, I go out to a lot of events and I dine out a lot, and restaurants, sometimes they'll put down, depending on the restaurant you go to, they put down a whole platter, even when you order just fish and it's this huge platter comes out and you're like,
On it goes.
and if it's in front of me.
On
So
it
I'm
goes.
saying, so we want to, get the expert advice here tonight. So if there are questions that you want to ask Lisa tonight, please send them our way in the comments section, and we'll be sure when she
Because
comes
now it's
on
working.
after the break.
So
that-
that's good. We don't have to
Yes.
wait till after the show. We got it working.
we finally got all our technical
Yeah, we are
issues. I
just
think,
very
in check.
technically unsavvy, but we're lovely, so it doesn't matter.
Yes.
So, all right. So we're going to go to
So
a
we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with Lisa. Stay tuned.
Hey, the two broads from Boca are taking a short break. We hope you're enjoying the show. You can find them here live on Facebook every Monday night at 7 p.m. And if you can't watch, you can hear the two broads on SoundCloud.com. You can also follow the two broads from Boca on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Want to talk about a topic? Leave the two broads your comments on their Facebook page or contact them at 2TWO broadsfromboca@gmail.com. Let's rejoin the two broads from Boca and let's talk about it.
Okay, so we are back with our guest again. Hello, Lisa.
Lisa Delaney.
Nice to see you
Thanks for
again.
having me again.
No, thank you.
Yes,
thank you.
We need your help big time.
Yeah, we do.
At least I do.
No, but keeping with our theme of new year, new you. Not so much that you want to be a new you, because we love you just the way you are. That was my
I like
witness
that you
song.
said that.
But it's true. But it's true. It's just that I think we all want to feel better, and we want to strive to look a little bit better, particularly women of a certain age. It gets harder as you get older to do certain things if you have extra poundage on you, and the hips start to hurt and the legs start to hurt. So we want to talk.
And also we're so busy. Busy
Right.
on the go, and that's my issue, is eating on the go and grabbing things and waiting
Particular-
till I'm starving.
Well,
and then,
Lorianne also does a segment for the Boca Voice called
What's Cooking
What's
Boca.
Cooking Boca, and I'm sure you have to taste the food
have
in
to
there.
taste the
I know they have to pull your arm to do that, but I mean, if I was on that show, you would know. I would be terrible. It would be really hard for me. So it's
Well, and I'm a foodie. I
I love food,
so
exactly. Well, and
it's
we're
you know,
also Italian, which is a big part of our culture.
I grew
so-
up eating pasta like
Every day.
4 days a week and stayed so thin.
I know.
mean, can't do that.
So what do we do? We have to talk about choices. I think we all want to make good choices for the new year. I mean, I don't, and I love that Lisa is not into this dieting kind of thing, and you're not into like, oh, don't eat that. But I think we need to understand better choices and what is a portion. People don't understand stuff like that either.
Right. So I think that when we talk about portions, I think that one of the things that you were talking about earlier about is a reference point. So if you are starting out today and you want to lose weight, you have to talk about where you were coming from to where you want to go, right? So there are so many awesome apps now. There's Lose It, there's Rise, there's MyFitnessPal. There's all different ones. I think that if you really wanted to start a journey, I think you need to know where you're starting from, and kind of collecting that data.
Okay.
Number one. Then we can talk about a portion size. So typically, a portion size of a protein would be 1 ounce. Now that doesn't mean that you eat 1 ounce for a meal, but it's a serving size is 1 ounce. So then you have to times that by how many times you're going to eat protein. 3 times a day, right? Little at breakfast, little at lunch, little at. So you would think about, if you, again, for a reference point of where we're starting from, anywhere from 8 to 15 to plus, depending on if we're doing a weight gain thing. Ounces of protein a day, and then
Okay.
you would divide that throughout the day.
day.
Yes.
Okay. But
Okay, so if we do not have a scale,
Right.
or we're out at a
visually,
restaurant,
what does an ounce
visually,
look like?
what would it look
Okay,
like,
great
right?
ideas. Great. So the visuals of what 1 ounce would look like would be like a cube. So if you look at an actual cube, that is 1 ounce.
You mean like an ice cube or
Yes,
Rubik's
like
cube?
a Rubik's. No,
That's
not
too
a
big.
Rubik's
Too
cube.
big,
A
right?
real cube.
That's Amy's ounce.
That's like a half a cup of Rubik's cube.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
A cup size is another portion size, and a cup visual would be a baseball.
Well, that's a lot.
Okay.
I could do
Okay.
that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So if you went out to dinner, I heard you say you do a lot of
Yes.
entertaining and a lot of events, so you have to eat out. So there's a couple of tips I would do. You could not get the fish. That's going to be at least a minimum of 8 ounces. And I would say 8 ounces is probably twice more than what you have to do that you have to eat at a meal. So you've already
wow.
doubled your portion.
Yes.
Right. Okay, without how they cooked it and the sauce and everything.
Right.
So
else,
don't
okay?
get the fish. See,
So
people
no,
are tricked
no,
into
no,
getting
no, I'm not saying
That's
not
not
to
what
get
she's
the fish.
saying.
I'm saying there's options.
Okay.
So if you didn't want to do the fish,
Could I
you-
just cut it in half?
you could do that and take the rest home. You could share
Eat it in the car.
the half with you, with someone at the table. Or you could choose from an appetizer portion and have the appetizer as your main meal.
I like that.
Okay, so if it was an 8-ounce piece of fish and we brought it down to 4 because we're going to cut it
Yes.
in half, that's okay.
Yeah, again, from a reference point. So we want to look at what you were eating, what you need to do. I don't want to just cement everybody into
No.
that
No.
4-ounce
Right,
portion
exactly.
because for everybody it will be different.
Right.
But that's a rough figure. So what does a 4 ounces look like? I would say a deck of cards would look like just a visual.
Small.
Is right is around 3 ounces, 4 ounces.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm way off. No
Right.
wonder.
Okay.
Right.
Nancy,
No wonder I'm struggling.
I want to just say hi to Carol Adelman and Linda Barretto, who are faithful watchers. But Nancy left wants a comment. She said, I believe in nutrition there is no one size fits all. Personally, I lose weight on fats, proteins, and carbs. Well, that's all there is. And I eat until I'm full, but I eat very slowly.
Love the slow.
Okay.
Love the
Why is the
slow.
slow important?
Because science says, it takes between 20 to 30 minutes to actually catch up to that satisfaction, where your brain registers that your stomach is full. So if it's going to take that long of a time, and we all have different digestive processes,
Right.
but so within those times, if it's going to take that long and you eat slower, you just get away with less food. But
Okay.
yet,
That's
you
why you
reach,
can't wait till you're famished.
but you reach 100% satisfaction. So whether you eat fast or slow, you're getting that same endpoint, but the difference is you're getting less food for it.
Well, I have a question then
Okay.
about that. When you talk, we learned the last time you were here that protein is very important.
Yes.
When you eat, and you
To
should
combine
right.
with your food.
Right.
Correct.
So, but that should be the most.
No.
It
Your
should-
most, the thing that's on your plate that's probably the most is the dreaded carbohydrate.
yes.
No, but the protein should be the most.
Mm-mm.
No, really.
Mm-mm.
Oh God, tell me why.
No. Well, if you listen to my plate, which I'm not a total non-supporter, but I think that's just one way of thinking.
Okay.
The plate is 25% protein, half vegetables and starches, and then the other coming from the fat zone.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
See, we're doing this all
Oh,
wrong.
wrong.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what? Okay. So what are we doing then when you say the carbs? What should be on your plate?
So when
Veggies?
we're saying carbs, carbohydrates, and examples of carbohydrates would be all your fruits, all your vegetables, all your starches, your grains.
Okay.
Now, in those, that's portion sizes, going back to that, is the same half cup portion.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to do the plate and you had your 4 ounces being 25% of the plate, and then you had another 25% coming from your grain, your starch, your potato, whatever you wanted,
Right.
and then the rest coming from salad or veggies, you'd be in good shape.
Okay.
Okay.
So you could always, when you go out, and out to eat is always twice more than you would be anywhere else.
Right.
Always.
Right.
You and probably even 3 times more than home. Because at home you're not going to get a bread basket, you're not going to have a salad, you're not
Or
going to have an
appetizer.
appetizer, you're not going to have
Exactly.
all those. You're
Right.
going to have one thing.
Right.
You could munch before, you could munch after, so you might catch up there, but generally you always eat out more. Yeah,
I'm
and
sure.
the more you eat out,
Yeah.
it's not really about, oh, I'm out. Oh, this is fun. Like, let's live it up. I'm out.
Let's
If
unhinge
you
the
go
joy.
out a lot, if you go out a lot, I think for you, you just have to order differently. Like
Stop ordering an appetizer. Like, I should not be ordering.
Right,
an
you don't need both.
appetizer Or
Just order the appetizer as your meal and then a big giant salad with no dressing.
well, that's what I've been trying to do. Like ordering a salad as the side
right,
for dinner.
Okay.
Because dinner's really supposed to be your lightest
right,
meal of the day.
Okay.
So I've been trying to do that, and I have to say it's been working.
right.
Good.
So I think what I need to do is when they put the plate down, just immediately do what you're saying and create that portion, the 25%, whatever it is,
Right.
and package up the rest right from the
And
get-go.
throw the bread basket across the room.
Well, I've been saying no.
Okay, good.
When they come over, I'm like, don't even bring the bread.
Right, you could do that too.
Because when you are hungry and you're
It's there,
sitting there
you're
and you're
eating it.
waiting and
Yeah.
you're waiting, of course you're going to munch
Right.
on it.
Yeah.
you
Right.
know, So,
So great appetizers to munch on
Go.
are edamame.
oh, okay.
Love
I
that.
like them.
I
Love
like
that.
What
Okay.
about hummus?
No.
Okay.
Oh, why?
It's just it's not it's a great snack. It's not a great appetizer.
Okay.
I think it's more dense. And I
Okay.
think when you're waiting to eat, you just need to fill your stomach.
Okay, so you don't want the density.
Right. Because I would rather you get, especially out to eat, I'd rather you get that density from the fact that they're going to have
Food.
in the food that you're eating.
Okay.
Shrimp cocktail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like that because
Crab cocktails.
Okay.
Just things that fill you up that are really more fillers. I shouldn't say I don't, but salad as a meal, just so you know, we are very much humans and we are very connected. So sometimes cold for dinner doesn't work. Like you may need warm for dinner.
Well, no, I was saying I
Do
have
you-
the salad with the protein.
Perfect. Okay.
Instead of having
I thought you were
rice
having
or
a big
potato.
salad like
No.
you were suggesting.
No.
Oh,
with,
okay.
Like
Yeah,
as
that I
even
love.
as an appetizer.
Or you could even do double vegetable.
Right, instead of having like the rice side or the potato side,
Right.
I've been saying no to that and saying give me the salad on the same
But you
plate
could have a little
with
rice.
my.
You could do that. You could definitely do that.
See, I don't know. I like what you're saying, but I don't do well with rice.
No? Well, you could change it. You could do
I like rice.
you could do a sweet potato. You could
Yeah,
do
I
Oh yeah, I love
you could
sweet
do
potato.
squashes. Those butternut
Yes,
acorn
I do that
spaghetti
every day.
squashes.
Those are
They're
great.
so filling.
They are. I actually did that today for lunch.
You
I
could
buy
do
the
beans.
one that looks like
You could
I
do
love beans.
yuca. I don't know if you guys tried
love
yuca
yuca.
yet.
I
Oh my
love
god,
yuca,
so good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so good. Filling,
Yes.
so like a little goes a long way.
Okay.
Potatoes, filling.
All right. I
All
need
right.
to make up more on the end of breakfast because I'm not a breakfast person.
What do
I
you think
really-
about
I'm
the shake
trying.
thing for breakfast, like a protein shake?
I think that would be great for you, actually, right?
I've been doing that
Yeah.
with the almond milk.
right.
'Cause
Well,
I'm
any
not-
milk.
I'm just not. I don't.
You're
have
not a milk
person anymore.
Dairy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've just been doing the
That
almond
works.
milk.
I use the a protein powder,
Powder.
and then I put 2 tablespoons of the Greek yogurt,
Yogurt, okay.
and then just water and ice and a couple
So
of
no-
berries and
Okay, so you
strawberries,
do a
blueberries,
few
and that's
carbs. Okay.
it. Is that
That's good.
That's
See,
a-
I just
That's
don't look
good.
at fruit as carbs. I just don't.
I know, but it is.
Most of us do.
I do. I look at
Most
it
of
as
us don't.
sugar.
I used to
just
think
don't, which
ice
I know
cream was
is carb.
dairy and it's
Right.
just fat and carb.
I just don't. I don't count it as that.
I know, but
So,
we that
I
it
know.
is. It is. So are there things that we should stay away from, particularly women of a certain age? Are there certain things that we should stay away from, like carb-wise?
So I think that the answer would be It depends.
Okay, because you see these things on like Facebook,
Right.
7 foods that are gonna kill you, you know,
Right.
and you that are
And
hidden
they
that
change
are good.
all the time.
Oh, every
Like those
avocados.
7 things keep changing.
Yeah, a beet
Today
is
I
good.
saw,
Bananas
I saw the
are
one
gonna
on
kill
beets,
you.
that
Yeah.
beets are so, and I love beets.
And me too.
I'm
I
like,
love
why
a
are they
beet.
bad for
I
us
love
now?
beets.
I don't
Oh, they're
understand.
huge on
I
anti-inflammatories.
I don't like
I
beet
would-
juice, but I like a beet.
Oh, a beet, yeah. I love them.
What
I would
about-
never tell anyone not to eat that.
People tell
Never,
you if
never,
you
never.
eat a banana, you're gonna die. That's my favorite.
No,
fruit.
now they're
Yeah.
saying bananas have so many
calories and
in them.
sugar.
Like, if you eat a banana, you might as well not
Kill
eat for the
yourself.
rest of the week.
Exactly.
Oh, that's so silly.
So I stopped eating bananas
too,
because
and
I
I
was
love
thinking I
them.
love them.
I look at them every morning
It's
and I
so
wave.
loaded. So loaded with everything. So good. Filling.
They are
Filling.
filling.
I thought they were like so fattening and bad.
I
now,
like
so
to
stopped
sometimes.
eating
I
them.
don't do it every week or every day, but sometimes I take a half one and throw it in my protein shake.
Yes, because it's
Yeah.
so,
So
good
yummy.
in there.
Just
I
like-
know.
Yeah, you know, the whole thing. And I don't. But then people talk about and you would, because we were talking about this last week, glucose and insulin.
Right.
Now people say, don't eat every 2 hours or 4 hours. Only eat every 4 to 6 hours.
Grazing. I don't
Graze, don't graze. And people don't understand now. As a healthcare person, which I am, people say if some theories are if you eat all the time, you're not giving the chance for your glucose to go down, and therefore your insulin is staying up to level out your glucose. So then you become insulin resistant. What is
You
the
don't become insulin resistant. It just doesn't happen like that.
But does
I don't
is it
think-
affecting your metabolism?
I
Like,
don't
is
think
your-
that you could eat to make yourself become insulin resistant.
Okay.
I think that there's I mean, you would know this.
But
you
this
know,
is-
there's a lot of comorbidities that can,
Absolutely.
that make somebody insulin resistant.
agreed?
I don't think that
Comorbidities, we mean disease processes.
Thank
and
you for the
multiple
translation
things.
because I'm lost.
Sorry, multiple things going on at once to conclude that now I'm insulin resistant.
Right.
I think that it all starts out, like you opened up my segment here, with food choices. How do you eat?
Right.
You know, there are all different ways that people guide you to eat. I think that we all know what works best for me, for you, and for me, and for you. You know, I can't eat 3 meals and 3 snacks a day. I can't eat every 3 hours. I can't
Yeah,
do
like someone
any
said
of that.
to me, you should be eating regardless of whether you're hungry
No,
or not.
I don't like that. Why?
If I'm not hungry, why am I putting
Well,
something in
the
my
only
body?
the only caveat to that being connected to the truth for you is that, well, how long goes by without eating? And then we, as we were talking about earlier, then you're famished by
Right.
the time you eat.
Right.
So that would be, so if you're not hungry and it's dinner time, then have a snack, and then you will be hungry for something.
Well, Linda makes a point here. She says, I try not to get too hungry because then I make poor choices.
Yes.
And when I get a salad, I
That's my
always get the
problem.
dressing on the side and dip my fork in the dressing and
that
then
too.
take bites of the salad.
I do that too because
And
the-
now
the
Nancy-
dressing's so fattening.
Nancy says edamame is bad for thyroid, and she has a point simply because it has soy.
Well, that's to be determined.
Okay, that's still under investigation.
Yeah, that is like a
That's an ongoing
controversial
study.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the same thing with people that only eat, that are vegetarians, and then they eat the tofu.
Right.
And there's some studies out that say that's
The
really
genistein,
bad, and it,
There are studies that support that, and then
Yes.
there's huge studies that don't.
I say just eat the paper in your book and call it a
This is
day.
why it's so confusing.
It is.
I'm telling
It is,
you.
because
One
it's
day
a-
you're allowed to eat something. The next day, oh no, don't eat that.
Well, that's actually the cool part about nutrition. It's that it's evolving,
Ever-changing.
and it's being changed because science is changing that.
Exactly.
So it's kind of validating.
It is. I mean,
You
it
know?
is.
So
But
I
and then
have
you
a-
look
I
at these
have a
people
question
that
then.
grew up in Italy, like where our families
Yes.
are from. They're 756 years old, still smoking, still, and they eat
Growing
this
their
great.
but it's
own
their
things, but they
lifestyle.
walk
Yeah.
a lot too.
Yeah, it's their
That's
lifestyle.
lifestyle.
That's the bottom line.
moderation.
With any other study, when you look at even grains, like in this country, we're so phobic about grains.
Grains, yeah.
You go to any other country,
They're eating
especially third world countries.
That's all they eat is
That's
lentils.
all they eat is quinoa.
And here they call it
teff
ancient
and
grains. It's
farro
lentils and
right,
farro and,
right.
and,
Yeah.
and quinoa.
right, and
Ancient grains.
and you're like, well, I don't eat those anymore. You know what I mean? We're all
Right.
like, don't eat those. Meanwhile, they live like, what do the Caribbean
Absolutely.
countries live on.
Well, plus
Fruits.
their portions when you go over, and not like ours
No.
in
No,
America.
this is
they are
we're a little out of
three
control.
times the size
A little out
of
of
what
control.
their portions
Right.
are,
I know.
which is the biggest.
I have a client now
Biggest issue,
overseas, and tapas is really big.
Right.
Mhm.
And tapas they're very small. They're not meant to be just one little one for the night, but you
have to control how many of the
You
tapas you're
get
eating.
I have
right.
76 tapas.
There's not 9 either. But there's some regulation to that.
Yes, for sure.
No, but it's true. I mean, our country is very different, and not that it's a bad thing. We're very fortunate to be a country of wealth and abundance. So, and we eat that way,
Yes.
and we do.
So if you want to educate yourself or look up, because a lot of us are on, at least in our age bracket, on Facebook, and that's where a lot of these misconceptions and things pop up of the 7 worst foods you could eat, 7 best. Or, where do you recommend to go to really get accurate information?
Oh, that's such a good question.
So we could research
your local dietitians.
See, sometimes I don't have a
hospitals.
PhD, but sometimes I come up with some good crap.
Right. Now that's a
See?
great question for people to know.
It is.
So I would say your local dietitians, your registered dietitians, they are well versed in all kinds of do's and don'ts and debunking the facts of that. I don't have a great resource of where to go, because in nutrition it's more studies that
Right, and that
Guide,
changes all
right,
the
so it's
time,
not
right.
like that textbook.
Right.
Booze and Church used to be like the textbook that I used in grad school. It's still in existence, thank God.
Yeah.
So it's the expert. You got to really get that information from the expert. It's like when you go to the doctor and you've diagnosed yourself before you've gone to the doctor, and he's
Right.
like, "What does he tell you? Stop reading
Exactly.
WebMD."
If
You
you
know,
read
you're
half
not
the stuff,
doc-
you'd be dead.
Right.
Please.
Everybody has your dad on
I
the
do it
internet.
myself, and that's what I do for a living. So I totally know. No, it's true. It's just a very hard thing, because I do believe that eating poorly and stuff like that is a little bit of an addictive personality issue going on with that. And not everybody has to have a liquor cabinet or a medicine chest, but everybody has a refrigerator.
Right.
And it's hard. It's really, really.
Yeah, and
it's,
based on
it's-
what you have going on in your life. Sometimes
that's
eat
the
for
first thing you do.
comfort and- yeah.
You may not take a drink. Well, not in her case, but you may not take a drink or something. But you'll always I even find myself, even like when I'm upset with my kids or upset about something, the first thing I was like,
Take
you
it
know,
out
you
on
want to
that
go,
drinking.
you want to go eat something, and then, I have to literally steer my thoughts. I'm like, no, you can't do that.
Right.
And
Right.
you have to talk myself out of
Right.
doing that. And then I say to myself, would you go shoot up,
Right.
drugs right now?
Right.
No, you wouldn't. So why are you going to grab something to
Right.
eat? So I have to
Right, but you
reroute
regulated through that. You found that balance, and I think that's kind of when I'm honored enough to come on here and share my my platform. I think that's what the take home so much is that everybody really is different, and how everybody does it
It's true.
makes it very different.
Right.
And I think that we get confused, but because we're misled and we're desperate, and that marketing is totally
Oh, wow.
meant
Well,
to
everyone's looking for the
confuse you.
easy fix.
Well,
But
the
it's
fast bullet, the
easy
magic
way,
bullet.
right.
It's meant
Exactly.
to confuse you, so that you're on track, and then you're off track, and then you're off track, and then you're off another track,
Well,
and
you
then
re-
you're on a different track.
Right.
Do you remember when the HCG thing was
Yes.
the big thing
Yeah.
and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, now it's
people would get-
intermittent fasting.
what is that?
So you eat for one day and you don't for a few, and you.
Oh, I would be
could
very
never do that.
Really? Intermittent.
I would have
fasting?
to live
It's
by myself if I
just-
did that, because I'd kill everybody. I mean, I can't
Right.
go.
I
get
say
in
nay, nay.
such a bad
used-
mood when I don't eat.
Really?
Right.
For a few days?
No, not a few days, but like a long period of time,
I can't even get to
like
the
12
afternoon
hours
without
without
eating.
eating.
Forget it.
All right, I
I
could
could
do
never
that.
do that.
That I could do. I could do that.
During the
What is
day.
your opinion
Yeah,
on the
not when you're
Let's get
sleeping.
back to the HCG. What is your expert
Do
opinion
you know
on
why?
that.
Do you want mine?
Sure.
Okay, first of all, why would you put a hormone in your body that you don't need? Second of all, this is just my opinion
I
from the
hear it
medical
really
profession.
works though.
Yeah,
so-
it really works until you eat again, because you lose weight because you're restricted to 900 calories a day.
900?
Yeah. Okay, and the HCG is
I think it's less than
supposedly
that.
and the 500 to 900 calories
Yeah.
a day.
Oh, wow.
So the HCG is supposed to mimic when you're pregnant. Well, if you're a man, you're never pregnant, so why are you taking that hormone? It's supposed to mimic how you throw up. You feel nauseous, so you don't want to eat.
Oh, so you don't.
That is not, to me, ethically sound. What is your opinion?
So
But wouldn't it make you lose the weight? Okay, and then
Well,
you
if you
get
ate
the
500
jump start,
Oh, please.
and then you start eating.
And then as soon as you eat again, guess what?
well,
Right
no,
back.
if you're eating healthy, right? But at least it gives you that jump start.
So that's kind of what a lot of people do, is that gives it that jump start.
Right.
Except that that's all that it is. And then when they're done with that, they're so deprived that there is no segue into normal eating anymore. It's really
Peanut butter jelly time.
it's overcompensating. It's
All right, so
kind
I'm
of
not doing
like
the HCG diet,
It's kind of
apparently.
like what you were saying before with don't go starving, don't go hungry food shopping,
Right.
don't go starving into a restaurant. Same thing.
Yeah, when you're hungry when you food shop, you
Oh,
put
it's
some
terrible.
crazy thing in your cart.
I
and-
spend double.
Right.
and crazy
Yeah,
stuff goes in the
yeah.
cart.
And
you
don't
know.
bring your kids with you.
No, I never do. I stopped doing that.
Right.
Because
What is your opinion on cereals? I would love to know about that, because we're not a big cereal family. My husband, though, eats Honey Nut Cheerios for
Right.
snack.
Right.
But he's also this big, so he can eat
for
whatever
snack? But for breakfast, I feel like it doesn't hold you over.
he wants.
at
What
all.
is
So that's what I think of cereal.
Like
I
empty.
think it's even oatmeal. So I love oatmeal, and oatmeal is a great cholesterol reducer.
Yeah.
Real fresh steel coat oats.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I eat oatmeal, and it's
I'm
like
hungry.
I ate nothing.
Yeah.
And
And
I'm
I don't
hungry
like
10
that
minutes
feeling,
later.
because
Yeah.
you're talking about on the go. I'm
Yep.
beyond busy, and
Yep.
I don't want to eat breakfast and then an hour later feel like I didn't eat breakfast and have to eat again.
Exactly.
And I will tell you,
Um,
last night I didn't feel like eating dinner, and I had a little cup of Special K with some skim milk, and I went to
Yeah,
bed. And I
it's
was
good.
fine.
You were fine.
Yeah.
But
I
it was
didn't wanna
probably late and you were done.
Yeah, and I
and
didn't
you
wanna
were
eat,
spent.
and-
But that was more mental, more
Yeah.
psychological.
Yeah.
Right. So going back to your answer about what do I think about cereal, I think that certain cereals are much more processed than others. Oatmeal, steel cut being on the unprocessed
right.
side, and the very processed side being Lucky Charms Frosted
Oh, that's-
Flakes
that's-
and
Oh.
Crunch.
That is.
And I
There's
think
health
that
for you.
unfortunately they're very, very similar in terms of how that blood sugar regulates in your body. It doesn't last. It's only a sugar. I think if you eat
Right.
cereal, you need to have a substantial amount of protein and fat in there, and it'll.
Well, see, that's what I do. When I
it'll
go to the
substantiate.
grocery store, I'm looking, because the marketing, like you said,
Right.
like with this gluten-free and,
Right.
and 50 grams of protein. And so I right away look at the label.
Sure.
And I go right to the protein, because I feel like
And what are
that's
you looking for?
what's going to
How ma-
for the highest amount
How
of
much protein are we supposed to eat a day?
But hold on. So, like, I bought these power bars, and it had, like,
85 grams
Yeah.
of sugar.
no, protein.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I said, oh,
Right.
I ate the power bar. I
couldn't even swallow it.
literally,
Right.
it's hard getting it down. But I was hungry again later. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
how is it if it had all this protein in it? Why am I
so
hungry?
hungry.
So what's
Because
the
it's probably
deal
only
with that?
200 calories at the end of the day.
So I shouldn't
Eat
be
5
looking
of
for the
them.
protein in it.
So again, this
Because you have to read labels.
the
You have to see
formula
what's in it.
for all of us is the specifics of how we all tick.
Right.
So generally speaking, you need protein, carb, and fat, and you need the long-lasting action of fat to give the meal duration. You need the short acting of the carb to give you the flavor and the boost and the energy that's quick, and then the protein to balance it all out. And then that way, a protein bar that you are eating should only be a snack, right? So it's the
Oh,
bridge
see, I'm using
between
it as a meal.
yeah, it's a bridge between
No, that's
one meal to another.
Okay.
Or you eat that protein bar with something else.
After you
As-
get it down.
Steak.
Right.
No, I have for an
so
average
chewy.
150-pound person. Let's
Mm-hmm.
just say that. What should be your caloric intake? Average-
male or woman?
Female.
Female.
We'll talk about female. Sorry, dudes, we're not talking.
Yeah, because
about
they
Probably
drop
about
weight just
1,500.
walking outside.
about
15,
1,500.
16, 1,800.
Okay, and then how can you explain for everyone, because I'm even confused about it, the grams of protein, the grams of fat for an average 150-pound woman? Like
You
how
mean
much?
How many grams they
Right.
would be having?
How much are you supposed to have of each group?
So again, that would be tweaked to how
Right.
you really process. So the most fat I would ever give somebody would be 30% of that 1,500
Okay.
calories,
Okay.
which I think is like 450 calories.
Okay.
If I'm doing my
Yep.
math right. Okay. The majority of that would be the 50%
Mm-hmm.
coming from carbs, and the balance, the 20%, coming from protein.
Okay.
Now remember, carbs get the most because they get digested and absorbed the fastest, always, forever. That's just their
Oh,
properties.
okay, I didn't know.
So they get that fast moving action of energy. Now fats you don't need so much of because they last so long and they're dense.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they last a long time on that hip.
But they're important. They're very important. People, you
Well,
don't,
their
you don't,
hormone regulation.
right, and you don't gain weight from the
insulation,
fat and
you
the
don't.
protein.
No.
It's the
Well, you
the sugars that
No,
make
you gain weight from the excess of all of it.
right. But don't you think sugar in a diet makes you gain weight too?
No, I think sugar in a diet makes you unsatisfied, so you eat more.
Okay.
Oh,
there you
that
go.
makes sense.
That makes a lot of
Yes,
sense.
It
I
does.
don't think it makes you fat.
What is this talk now of this high glycemic foods, low glycemic food? Is
Right.
that an
So there's
insane?
no science and no foundation to that
Okay,
whatsoever.
see,
All
that's
right,
why I
there we
wanted to
go.
bring
Like
that up.
Glycemic index of
Yeah.
food is just what I was talking about. So it's on a scale of 0 to 100. The higher the number, the faster it turns into usable energy by your body.
Okay.
So if you think about it, whatever the number is, if it's 90, if it's 50, if it's 40, they're all pretty fast, right? I mean,
Right.
they're all pretty fast, but that's what they're all supposed to do.
Okay.
So if you couple that with the presence of things that take longer to digest, that kind of makes your satisfaction so much better,
Okay, so if you,
more complete.
even if you just say in your head you took a lower number of a glycemic number.
Right.
So a lower number should last you longer.
Not much.
Not much.
No, it's not.
Ah.
It's irrelevant.
Okay.
And the other issue is that once it's chewed and inside the body, it's called the glycemic load. And if you're not eating anything with it, it's just as high as a higher number would be.
Really?
Yeah. So the magic is the combination.
So it's all about balance.
Yeah. There we go again.
I like
to
that
the
one.
balance.
Right.
Vivian wants to tell us, I use Thrive and it's worked wonders with energy and losing weight. I eat carbs, fats, proteins, lots of veggies. What is Thrive?
I tried Thrive.
What is it?
It did not work for me.
What is
It's-
it?
It's like a, I don't know how to explain it.
Supplements?
Yeah, there's supplements in it, and you have to eat. It's like a program that you follow. Like,
Okay.
But
Alright.
it just didn't work for me. I
Right.
don't know.
I'm not really familiar with that,
I'm
so
not
I
either.
can't comment.
But like, what about these things like, we're not pushing any brain thing, but Nutrisystem or Weight Watchers or, I don't know, whatever else is out there. I mean, you first thing on People magazine every January is, I lost half my person. I lost 136 pounds. And then you look inside and everybody did something different.
Right.
Everybody, one
Right.
person did Nutrisystem, one did,
Right.
Fitbit or
Right.
what, whatever it's called.
Fitness Pal.
Everybody did something, or Jenny Craig.
Mhm.
What do you think about that kind of stuff?
So I think that two things. I think that people need narrowed stimuli, and that gives that avenue
Okay.
of that narrowed stimuli. I think the Thrive thing also kind of resonates for people who like to be told what to do. I say protein, carb, and fat, and that's too broad. And what does that mean? Tell me exactly, and that's kind of why people come into me, and we divvy up what that actually looks like. I think that the portion control aspect of Nutrisystem, and I don't know that Weight Watchers gives out food anymore.
No, I don't
I
think
think
they
you could
do.
buy it.
Yeah, I
They
think they
in
tell
the-
you.
I think
the
that some of
supermarket.
the biggest success stories from Weight Watchers is the app where you log in and they have only their foods loaded. They're marketing specific, but it gives people accountability.
I was just about to say that because
It
they
gives
have to
people
go there. They're going to
accountability.
weigh in. They
Right.
have, support.
Yeah.
If you fall off the wagon one weekend, it's
Right.
okay. Just get back up and start again.
It's really
and-
what works for everyone.
right.
And I think that if we find something that works for us, it doesn't mean that it works for the next person. You were saying that there's no way you could eat 1,200 calories or 1,500 calories in a day. That wouldn't work for you.
No.
But that doesn't mean it wouldn't work for somebody else.
Right.
Right. No,
So
exactly.
You just have to find your way.
But I think it's harder too in our society because you have I'm Marie Osmond and I lost 50 pounds on it.
But look
you
at
are-
her now.
She's big again.
Yeah. Well, no,
she's not. Don't
back
break
to
my
her
heart.
normal looking.
Like a person.
Yeah.
She's a person.
Yeah, like a real
Like a regular
human
gal.
being.
Well, Jennifer Hudson, but she was also 7 when she lost all that weight.
7.
But it's true. You can't. In my opinion, you cannot put a 25-year-old up against a 45-year-old
Right.
and expect the same results.
No.
Marie Osmond, I'm sure, also had a
And-
trainer with a whip saying,
Right,
"Get down
and
there
then-
and do
That's
it."
what
And
I
then
need.
there were
Somebody
those
that's going to follow me
people
around all day.
And
slap
slap
my
it out.
hand.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there are those people that completely, stumble us all in their successful in their 60s and 50s.
And you want to
Yes.
stamp them and
there's
they're
always
carotid
Yeah.
always exceptions to the rule.
I agree.
It is.
All right, Lisa, why don't you tell our viewers
how we can get you.
they can reach
You can check my website, healthwisenutrition.net.
I'm going to put this on our website, healthwisenutrition.net.
You got all the info there. Or you can talk to either one of these lovely
Yeah, but we
Boca
want
broads.
we can call you too.
You could call me at 786-543-1044. And our team can suit your needs.
Yes, they can. Trust me, they really can.
Put together that plan.
Yes.
New year.
New year, new you.
Doesn't
not
have
just
to be now. It could be any time.
Right, and it doesn't. We're not talking about how you look. It's going to be how you feel and how your health
exactly.
is, and that's the most important thing.
Right.
If you get looking better than you already look, bully for you. But it's about being healthy and for the long term, because we all know as we get older, it is not easy. It is not easy to stay healthy. Stuff happens all the time, so nutrition is a very big force in cardiac health and endocrinology health. So and even your skin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Completely.
And your GI health too. I will tell you, when you eat better, you go
That's
better.
the fats.
It's true. It's true.
It's all about your hair.
Right?
Yes, it's all about the
Shininess.
hair. Anyway, so we are going to thank you so much for coming, and we
yay,
would love to
thank
have you
you.
come back again.
You
It's
got
our
it.
friends at the show, Lisa Delaney. Again, you can get her at healthwisenutrition.net or 786-543-1044. We want to thank you for joining us again. Next week, we are going to have a lovely, lovely friend of the show, Stacy, who's going to come on
Talking
from
about
Styles
fashion.
Boutique, talking about fashion
Because when you
for the
lose
new
all
year.
this incredible weight, then you're ready to buy new clothes.
How
There
fun
you
is
go.
that?
All right, so we'll talk to you next week. If you have any comments, leave them on our Facebook page, but you can follow us on YouTube, and you can get us on SoundCloud and Instagram, and you can even tweet us if you want. So we will see you
that
next
tweet.
week. I know, tweet. We'll see you next week. Have a great week.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes,
Of
thank you so
course,
much.
Thank you.
And good night from Boca Raton, Florida.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you for joining the Two Broads from Boca. You can see us live every Monday at 7 p.m. on Facebook. See you next week, and remember, keep it classy, sassy, and a little smartassy.